Stay ahead of the curve and get updates on the latest trends in politics, government, policies, education, economy, social development, amongst others.
We are happy to announce today that both the federal government and the organized labor have agreed on an increase on the 62,000 naira minimum wage.
Join
Ayodeji Ajishope
and
Adedamola Lafenwa
on from the dailies every weekday from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. on Solutions 93.9 FM as they dive into the headlines with in-depth analysis and feedback from you on different stories from the national dailies. Start your day by gaining fresh perspectives, uncovering the story behind the story, and join the conversation. Because your voice matters. From the dailies, the conversation never stops.
All right, thank God it's Friday. It's the third day in the month of January 2025. My name is Adedamola Lafenwa. Thank God the weekend is here again. And we have about 5 newspapers to read to you this morning, looking at the front pages of the newspapers. And interestingly, the front pages of newspapers I have with me in the studio are quite heavy. Yes, I have Comrade Ayodeji Ajishope with me in the studio. Beautiful morning to you, Comrade Ayodeji Ajishope.
Yes, a beautiful morning to you, my dear comrade brother, and of course our esteemed listeners and viewers wherever they may be in this global space.
All right, now let's go straight to the business of the day, looking at the papers that we have in the studio this morning. We have the Punch newspaper, the Vanguard newspaper, the Guardian, the Nation newspaper, and of course the Nigerian Tribune. Taking a look at the Vanguard newspaper this Friday morning, January 3, 2025. The biggest story on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper says FG's deficit spending rises 28% to 12.1 trillion naira. And another one, security threats. More still needs to be done. DIC boss, Major General Odin and Deye. Okay. Nigeria's Bonny Light price hits $78 per barrel in global market. Budget 2025, how FG plans to spend 6.743 trillion naira service-wide vote. Adeleke violated traditions, customs in appointing Owa Obokun ruling family. And moving away from that to 2 Edo LG chairmen impeached, another counters removal. It seems the state government has gone ahead with the impeachment moves against the local government chairman.
Yeah, that's we'll get there.
When we get there, definitely. Now, NNPCL invites Obasanjo to inspect Port Harcourt Warri refineries. I mean, the former president Olusegun Obasanjo, he made a statement a few days ago, which has generated a lot of controversies, talking about the whether these refineries that we are hearing in the news are truly working or not. And he gave his reasons for that. Okay, when we get there, facts, figures betray FG's performance claims. Obi, okay, away from that. I'm just getting a particular information now concerning the story I read earlier on concerning the Oba Obokun installation. When I said Adeleke violated traditions, customs in appointing
Did
Owo
you say,
Obokun.
or the newspaper said?
The newspaper said so, actually. It's on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper.
it is,
Adeleke violated traditions, customs in appointing Owo Obokun. So I reached out to the media assistant to the newly appointed Owo Obokun, who will be joining us will be joining us virtually in the course of the program to shed more light on these allegations. Okay, away from the Vanguard newspaper now, let's take a look at the Punch newspaper. APC cakes as Obi warns Tinubu against foreign medical trips. NNPCL states differ as Northeast oil exploration remains in limbo. Education tax, FG also plan talks over removal. And this is coming from Rivers State. No governor can take insults I received from Wike's camp, Fubara. And another one, subsidy gains. Labour scores governors low as allocations rise by 1.7 trillion naira. And Rider, NLC slams governors for neglecting agric infrastructure. Opposition thumbs down Bauchi, Ogun, Bayelsa, others. Away from that too, NNPCL tackles Obasanjo over alleged $2 billion refineries repair fund. And this is a very sad one. Bishop settling couples fight, stabbed to death in Osun. I mean, when a bishop trying to settle a rift between a couple got stabbed to death in the course of trying to make peace. What a sad one.
Very sad.
Telcos propose 100% tariff hike await NCC nod. Do you feel they will get the NCC nod to go ahead with 100% tariff hike?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's move away from that story. Now, looking at the Guardian newspaper, Nigerians long for rewards of economic reforms in 2025. Okay, FG rolls out initiatives, targets food security. Telecos seek 100% tariff hike amid pushbacks. Kalu advocates economic competition among states. Obasanjo, NNPC differ on return of Warri Port Harcourt refineries. And this is from Oyo State. Account for Oyo LG funds since 2019. APC tells Makinde. 2027
Very
opposition.
serious questions that demand answers from the state, especially in the recent, in the past 18 months.
I mean, let me read it again. Account for Oyo LG funds since 2019. APC tells Makinde. 2027 opposition plotting new party to defeat Tinubu, says Lukman.
Now, what end?
What do you say? You said something?
Grab power.
To grab power. Well, that has always been their major
So what
concern.
happens to Nigerians? It's not in the interest of Nigeria. Are you hearing them talking about the people? They're just talking about power. Power, not the people.
Taking over from Tinubu.
That's what
Okay.
they're interested in.
Looking at the Nation newspaper now, suspended Edo Council bosses removed from office. Okay, and another one. Oko Jumbo is House Speaker, says Fubara. I mean, Simi Fubara is still insisting that he decided to present the budget for 2025 to a 3-member House because he recognizes Oko Jumbo as the authentic Speaker of the River State House of Assembly.
So what
Interesting
about the
time.
courts? What about the courts?
Well, I think he's taking laws into his hands now. Okay, Obi disowns merger talks with PDP, Kwan So. Another one, NNPCL invites Obasanjo to tour PH Warri refineries. All Giants tackles ex-president over claim that plants can't function. Whatever makes Obasanjo feels that these refineries cannot work. We'll look at it in the course of the program this morning. And the last newspaper I have with me, that is the Nigerian Tribune. And NPCL invites Obasanjo on a tour as he raises issues over refineries. Estranged husband sets wife's apartment ablaze in Edo on New Year's Day. 2 Edo LG chairmen impeached. Another one, Northern groups laud FG's effort in tackling insecurity in the region. Ondo governor set to amend chieftaincy declaration of traditional stools. Let me take one more. Nigeria's situation worsening daily. Obi and riders once caught in frivolous spending. 6 increased education funding. Security, health, poverty alleviation. Peter Obi is modern day doomsayer. APC. I was expecting that actually.
You were?
I was expecting,
Really?
and I wasn't disappointed because I mean, how can you come out and say all these things and you expect the APC, the ruling party, not to give it back to you? Peter Obi is a modern day doomsayer. APC says Tinubu's economic policies working. Okay, it's from the Daily Zone Solutions 93.9 FM. In a short while, we will go into the analysis. Stay tuned. All right, it's still Solutions 93.9 FM. And like I did say earlier on when I read the front page of the Vanguard newspaper talking about a particular story that has to do with the newly appointed Owa Obokun of Ijesha land, as read as Adeleke violated traditions, customs in appointing Owa Obokun ruling family. And I have the PRO of the new Owa Obokun joining us virtually on the program this morning. That is Mr. Isaac Hastrop. A beautiful morning to you, Mr. Hastrop.
Good morning.
Okay, good morning, sir.
My name is Prince Isaac Hastrop. I'm the Public Relations Officer of Bilaro Olodo Ruling House.
Okay, all right.
Olodo Ruling House.
Okay.
I'm the media assistant.
All right, now.
So it's Imperial Majesty.
Okay, media assistant to Imperial Majesty. Now, on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, which I'm sure you must have seen the story too, there is a particular allegation being raised by a member, also members of that same ruling house, saying that the Governor Adeleke, violated traditions, customs in appointing Owa Obokun. What do you make out of this? Maybe you should also shed more light on that angle.
Thank you very much. I like the words you use. I mean, allegation. You see, everything there are two sides to the coins.
Okay.
And everything has a process.
Okay.
And in this regards, the selection process, the presentation of the staff of office is part of the legal aspect of what we're talking about.
Okay.
But don't mind the rebel rousers. They're just raising dust unnecessarily.
Okay.
Because presentation of the staff of office to the new OWA is the completion of the legal aspect of this process we are talking about.
Okay.
Why the traditional aspect has to do with coronation, where the OWA will be crowned and it will go into seclusion for 90 days. So that is what is left to be done. But government just presented the staff of office to KBAC and the instrument of appointment just to complete the aspect of the legal process.
Okay.
Now, KBAC is now waiting for the traditionalists to perform their own role, which is crowning him using Ewe Akoko to symbolize his coronation. And after that, Kabiyesi will now go into seclusion at Ogboni's compound for 90 days. There are some rites to be performed during this period.
Okay.
So that's what happened. But Robo housing won't help the situation. The Hawa has been appointed. It has been given the staff of office as instrument of appointment. So all we have to do now is to pray for a peaceful and successful reign of His Imperial Majesty Oba Clement Adesuyi Hasrop.
Okay. But if this allegation is coming from within the same ruling house, do we say that there is no unity or unism in the appointment of the new Owa from that same family? If this opposition is coming from that same ruling house,
thanks for asking that question. Under this same ruling house you are talking about, we have 4 clans. Ajimoko is a clan.
Okay.
Fajemisi is another clan.
Which the Owa belongs
We
to.
have Ofokutu.
Okay.
And Arimoro.
Okay.
We are all cousins.
Okay. Okay.
And we have a tree. So these 4 clans are branches of the tree.
Okay.
So this time around, Ajimoko was selected, appointed, and given the staff of office. So do you think other clans will be happy about it?
Okay.
So what we have to do now is to set up a reconciliation committee
Okay.
to reconcile all the contestants. We have 10 major contestants,
Okay.
out of which Adesuyi Hasrop was selected. So the remaining 9, since their ambitions did not come into fruition, they have the right to vet their anger, to say whatever they want to say. But the onions now lie on us, the executives of the family, to call them together at the round table and discuss how we'll put this behind us and work with His Imperial Majesty to achieve his objectives and goals.
Okay. All right.
Please,
But we in the Ajimoko dynasty
Okay.
of Bilaro Oluodo, we have resolved to shed our sword and forge ahead, making Isha proud through our new king.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think we have one question.
yeah,
for
we
you.
we know as our culture in Yoruba land that it is not the government that crowns the king. It is the traditional processes that crowns the king. And the government only says, okay, you are done with your the culture and tradition. The governor, in a public ceremony, presents the staff of office. But we are seeing a reversal of those processes now. The government presents the staff of office, and then the Kabiyesi elect now goes for those processes. I mean, how did we see what now looks like a reversal of processes in the eyes of the public?
All right, in the olden days, human beings were used for sacrifice. In the olden days, human beings were used to fortify the fence of Ijisha land. Ask everybody out there, do they still practice the custom or the tradition?
You never can
They don't
tell.
do. They don't do it again. We use rams now. We use cocks now, not human beings again. Whether the staff of office is presented before the traditional coronation or after the traditional coronation, it completes the legal aspect of this process, like I said earlier on. So
Okay.
the government just completed its own aspect of it. Whether it comes before or after, it has nothing to do with tradition.
Okay.
Like I told you, Adibin Owa was coronated that day and he refused to go into seclusion. Then he has breached the tradition. But he has not been coronated. He was elected, duly elected by the kingmakers, which satisfied his acceptance by the kingmakers, and government ratified the acceptance by giving him the certificate that wanting yen loba or àṣẹ rèé ẹ̀yin tó kù ẹ lọ máa ṣe nǹkan ẹ fẹ́ pa adìyẹ ẹ fẹ́ pa màálù ẹ fẹ́ pa àgbò
ẹ lọ máa ṣe
Government ò
lọ́dọ̀
lọ́wọ́ sí
tí
yẹn.
bẹ́ẹ̀
So,
ni.
ẹ lọ máa ṣe. So why raising the dust?
Are there
Whether
any
it comes before
are
or
there
after.
are there any legal entanglements?
As far as we are concerned, you could listen to what Alimi said on one of the radio programs in Osun State. I mean, Kola Alimi, the Commissioner for Information in Osun State.
All right.
He said the same judge granted the ex parte order was the same judge that
That's all right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay. I think.
government has done. Thank you very much.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
Thank you very much. That was Prince Isaac Astrop, the PRO of the Bilaro Ludo ruling house and the media assistant to the new Owa Obokun Adimola of Ijesha land. And speaking with us, shedding light on that aspect that we all need to know. It's still Solutions FM from the dailies, and now we can move to other stories. Now, there's this another particular story that is common to all the papers this morning, talking about the statement credited to former President Olusegun Obasanjo as regards the workability of the refineries we have. They're talking about the Warri Refinery and the Port Harcourt Refinery. Now, NNPCL has come out and invited Obasanjo to come and inspect these two refineries. But before we go there, before I get to analysis, let's take a listen to what former President Baba Olusegun Obasanjo had to say concerning the workability of this refineries, talking about the Port Harcourt refineries and the Warri refineries. Let's take a listen.
I said when I was president, I wanted to do something about the three refineries we have.
Sure.
Port Harcourt, Warri,
Kaduna.
and Kaduna. And Aliko Dangote got a team. After I have asked Shell to come and run it for us, and Shell said they wouldn't. I said, please, come and take equity and run. They said, no. All right, no, don't take equity. Come and run it. They said, no. Later on, I called them. I called the boss of Shell then. Come and tell me what is it. And he gave me 4 or 5 reasons. He said, well, first of all, we make our major profit from upstream, not from downstream. Downstream, we run just to maintain our head, keep our head above water. 2, our refineries were too small. 60,000 barrels, 100,000 barrels, and I think 120,000 barrels. He said at that time, average refinery is going for 250,000 barrels. 3, he said our refineries were not well maintained. 4, he said there was too much corruption around the activities of our refinery, and they would not want to get involved in that. And when anybody tells you a thing like that, what will you do? And it was after that, Aliko got a team together and they paid $750 million to take part in PPP, running the refinery. My successor refunded their money. And I went to my successor. I said, do you know? I told him what transpired. He said NNPC said they wanted the refinery and they can run it. And I said, but you know they cannot run it. But I was told not too long ago that since that time, more than $2 billion have been squandered on the refinery, and they still will not work. Anybody can tell you, if a company like Shell tells me what they told me, I will believe them.
That's former President Olusegun Obasanjo.
That it is working. Why are they now with Aliko? And Aliko will make his own refinery work. Not only make it work, it will make it deliver. Whether we announce our own government refinery working or not working, look, it is like they say in Yoruba, the man who plants 100 heaps of yam and says he has planted 200 heaps. They say after he has harvested 100 heaps of yam, he will also harvest 100 heaps of lies.
Former President Olusegun Obasanjo there. I mean, the way he ended that statement with that famous Yoruba proverb was kind of comical to me. But what do you make out of the issues raised by former President Olusegun Obasanjo, talking about the fact that he personally doesn't believe that this refinery is actually working based on what Shell told him?
Okay, he went back in time, to the time, the period they call Shell, and then the reversals and all of that. And he deployed the word squandered $2 billion US. We're told that the resuscitation of Warri, I am informed, very well informed, that the Port Harcourt refinery that is active now is a smaller one that was taken over from Shell, SPDC, 60,000 barrels. Is as old as the early 60s or mid 60s. And then there is the 150, is it 150? Yeah, 150,000 that is still undergoing refurbishment. That the Warri got, the $2 billion is for the 4 refineries, in 3 locations. So if you say 800 and something, I'm told, close to $900 million was used to fix the Warri refinery that delivers, I think, 130,000 or is it 130,000 barrels. So when he mentioned $2 billion, and when you say squandered, Port Harcourt, smaller one, is active. The one in, what do you call it, Warri, is not doing PMS yet. I don't want to go into the details all of that, but they're doing NAFTA. The NAFTA is critical in mixing, all those things together and producing, getting products. Now, he said, he rounded up with that Yoruba. He said, if you plant 200 heaps of
if you made 100 heaps for your tubers of yam, and you now lied that you made 200. So after harvesting the 100 tubers, you lie, you harvest the remaining.
I think Baba must have some information as a former president.
First-hand information.
He must have first-hand information. Even whatever hanky-panky may be going on, it cannot go on for long if it is going on. The man that as always, one of the major sources of information for me regarding what is going on there, he said he has gotten an invite to, a former senior management person, he's gotten an invite to come and visit. And he said he will be visiting Port Harcourt and Warri at the end of this month. Even if you say, yeah, it's not going to be long. And those are people who are not going to cover up anything.
Definitely.
They're not going to.
Remember on this platform some time ago, maybe like a month ago, we had the voice of one of the community leaders of that particular area in Port Harcourt that came out and said that Port Harcourt refinery is not working.
He had been labeled as not a very reliable source of information because of his, relationship with the environment. I don't want to say more than that.
Okay.
But by the time, these things, you can't, that's not a lie you can cover up for long. It's not just possible. I mean, even internally information, people will leak information internally. There are NUPEN guys there. There are Pengasing guys there.
Yeah.
And they are union people. You're not going to, you can't run that.
They can't cover up with that.
They can't.
If there was any.
They are union people. Osifo is a union guy. Pengasi. The guy, the chairman of TLC, what do they call them? TUC. He's a Pengasing guy. So, I mean, you can't cover that up. You can't cover that up. You can't. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. They may not be doing, they're not claiming to be producing PMS in Warri, for instance, but they are doing NAFTA. NAFTA is a critical component in mixing stuff for PMS. So all of that cannot be covered up for a long time. I do not want to, say more than that because President Obasanjo is a leader of this country, and we can say. But
if truly these refineries are not working, well, time will tell.
Time will tell. It's just what you say to say they squandered. I don't think if I doubt if
that money was squandered.
I think we are getting results. It might not be the results that we desire, but I think we have moved away from the location of Buhari presiding for 8 years. Port Harcourt stopped working in 2015. And I was told that it wasn't that Port Harcourt was not actually running. It was running. They were instructed to stop. The man was there. So I'm not talking about...
He was here in the studio.
He said they were instructed to stop. Not that the thing... Yes, they were cannibalizing. From the one they call Area 5, the Area 5 that is not working. They were cannibalizing. Yes. But they were instructed to stop 2015. So let's just wait.
Okay, it's 5 minutes past 10, still on Solutions 93.9 FM from the dailies, and let's move away from that particular story.
Is NNPC still importing products?
Well, they are still importing.
NNPC?
I'm not sure, actually.
So if NNPC is not importing products, so where is NNPC getting products that are dispensing to their 1,500 stations?
They are still different from Dangote.
Are they?
I'm asking.
We are not sure. They have broken up that.
With ties with Dangote?
Yes, now.
Okay, let's give them benefit of doubt. And now they have invited the former president to come and inspect the refineries himself. So I'm sure by the time Baba goes there, Baba will come back and tell all Nigerians that, okay, he's been there. That's an open
invitation, yes.
Yeah, he's been there. And okay, moving away from that now. Subsidy gains, that is looking at the front page of the Punch newspaper. Labour scores governors low as allocations rise by 1.7 trillion naira. Interestingly, we talked about this a while ago on this program that these governors have been getting increased allocation, monthly allocation, but they are keeping much. They are keeping mum about it. When they earn more from the federal allocation, you don't hear anything. You don't hear ping from them.
If your salary is double, you need to announce your family.
Definitely, they will know. They will know.
That's different from announcing.
They will know that, okay, we have more money.
Yes, and but of course it will show in your own allocation.
It will show because the way I'll be allocating to the stakeholders. They will know.
It's the one that most of all know.
Definitely, but now these governors have been getting increased allocation. The people in the states are not feeling it.
Let us take a critical look at the configuration of the allocation. There are different. There are the one that comes to there's the VAT, then the general allocation. There's a sharing formula. Now, but what we have now, totality, VAT, FAC, look at the usual monthly thing. Now, the reports say that the states get about 65% of the totality. When they say states get the totality of it means the local government and the states. You understand? Meanwhile, the improved allocation to states averagely has come to about 55% increase. To the local governments, the increase in the allocation is averaging 90%. And I want you to understand that, in essence, the three big local governments in Ibadan North, Northeast, and probably Ido or something, or Southeast, apparently should be earning well above 800 million or thereabout now. And when you bring it down to an average of 500 million in the other local governments, let's say 30 local governments, you understand? That is what the states, at least for your state, for instance, is hijacking from the local governments. So, how much is getting to the local governments? What we hear out there is that the chairman, the salaries are paid, and then this chairman gets stipends. Which roads are they constructing? What activities are they up?
Now, this headline buttresses what you've been saying on this platform for many times, that Nigerians should look beyond the president at the federal level. They should look at this, ask their governors questions. What are the governors doing to alleviate the sufferings of the people?
The roads that are being constructed, governors used to tell us, we don't know how much they are constructing.
Now, looking at this, the writer under this caption, NLC slams governors for neglecting agriculture infrastructure. Opposition thumbs down Bauchi, Ogun, Bayelsa, others. I mean, and recently, was it yesterday or thereabouts, the president had a meeting with the governors where he addressed some critical issues affecting the governors and the roles the governors should be playing at this critical time. Probably should take a listen at a little what the president's address to the governors.
Happy New Year to every one of you. Happy New Year. I am happy, and I believe you are. We just pray to Almighty Allah to continue to grant us this joy and sustainability of good health and bring about more prosperity to our people. Yes, we are surrounded. We have a situation clamoring. I'm glad that I asked for this job and the job was given to me. The mandate was given to me by Nigerians. And I will be on this voyage together. I thank all of you for where we are today and where we are headed. Nigeria will see prosperity as expected. There's progress in this. To all of you, the governors, we have no choice but do well. Yes, I could pick from the remark of the chairman of the Governor's Forum about the commodity challenge versus the currency challenges that is ravaging Jigawa, Kano, and some other areas. Yes, it means we just have to work harder and grow more. And the situation of our currency will improve. And the elastic limit
and the economic variables will determine how far individual could go. Storage, get belay, greed. As long as we work hard, you are the most important. I hate to continue to spell this out. My held on is about 30-35%. The rest, money comes to you. And the agricultural value chain will depend on all of you. You own the land. Whatever I'm doing in agriculture is just a mere help to stimulate food production. The job is in your hands. Well, from this day, that's okay for them to recognize.
Okay, and the president spoke a lot more to the governors, but we just had to pick a few of some of the things he said. Now, from what we listen to now, is telling them that you governors, you need to do more because you are closer to the people. There's a little I can do, but you are closer to the people, so you should be able to let the people feel the impact of governance in their lives.
I think the man, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is just coming down to reality. Have you forgotten that there was a speech that he delivered, and he was saying we're going to cultivate 500,000 hectares of land. I was asking myself, where was he going to get the land from? You understand? We are going to cultivate. Where? Federal Capital Territory. What's the size of the Federal Capital Territory? That he was talking about cultivating 500,000 hectares of land. You sit in Abuja and you start making pronouncements like we're in the military era. I mean, it doesn't work. So it's coming down to reality now. And you heard him say, whatever I do in the area of agriculture is a mere help. What's the Federal Ministry of... He knows that. And he's still creating the Federal Ministry of Livestock out of which ordinarily should be a department in the Federal Ministry of Agri. There's Federal Ministry of Agri. There's Water Resources. There's the Federal Ministry of... And there's a Federal Ministry of Livestock. You understand? Which we all know is to just serve political exigencies. So, that is just it. And we must reconfigure the structure. I don't want to use that word structure at all. We must reconfigure this nation to meet the challenges of our reality. Even the state government should not directly dabble into agriculture. You understand? Or I don't even like that word, agriculture. Agriculture means you are doing agric according to culture, which is hoe and cutlass. Agric business, it is agric business. So they should provide the enabling environment. And what are the things you should do? The first thing is about land. We have a land tenure system in which people are attached to their land. Even if they are not doing anything with it, they will not release it. They are attached to their land. They are attached to their homesteads and farmlands and all of that. So government, and sadly, Obasanjo, one of his legacies is that he decreed that land belongs to government. How can land belong to government? How can land belong to government? Yes, the intention was to, accelerate development, land acquired in overriding public interest and all of that. But that is one of the key things. Accessibility to land.
But if truly, sorry to cut in here, if truly the land belongs to the governors, how many governors have been utilizing these lands for agricultural purposes?
Except for other purposes.
Because we know some governors that would rather sell off the lands for maybe estate building and everything. We read from some governors.
Yes. So that is just it. That's
large portion of arable farmland that should be used for farming to boost agriculture.
Exactly. Oyo State is blessed, expansive land, rich land. Somebody was calling my attention to what the Niger State government is doing currently. Look, big-time farming, commercial farming that will banish hunger and turn us back to where we came from. This is our comparative advantage. Agric must be turned into a business. And we must not just look. The people that are being encouraged now are foreigners. So the one that they are doing in Oyo, Fashola, it is a free land, because those ones are going to repatriate our profit too, just like the telecos. You understand? We must get our farmers into clusters so that they will be doing big time farming. Say farmer, you bring to where are the children you take to farm now, Jari? Even in the villages, you take hire those people, 10 people cultivating land, and they will spend 1 week there, and the tractor will come and do the same thing in one day. So what's the sense in that? But that will require, tractors. How many tractors are available in Oyo State? Local governments. That is one rule of local governments. Local governments have departments of agriculture. I have a cousin who was head of Department of Agriculture in our local government. They were working. What are they? Ask them now. What are those departments doing now in the local government? You understand? So we must challenge our governors. How much allocation to the local government? Yes, I understand that there are some distortions, especially in the area of payment of teachers' salaries. But those distortions emerged as a result of inflating figures of the teachers and then the posting of teachers. People don't want to go to less city. People are concentrated in some local governments, They are concentrated in some local. Yes, some local governments are actually big, but some teachers are concentrated. They don't want to go outside of those local. So there is distortion in that. That's one of the things that people are hanging on to in Oyo State. Some local governments will not be able to pay teachers. How did it come to be? Let them juggle those, the posting of teachers, and then let that be. After all, it is the state that controls.
Now, let me read this properly for our listeners to understand. Now, subsidy gains. People, every Nigerian have been saying, we got into this problem because subsidy was removed. But we've gained a lot from subsidy. And this has reflected in the increase in the federal allocation the governors are getting.
Yeah.
At least the allocation the governors are getting has increased by 1.7 trillion naira. Now, subsidy gains. If the governors are getting this high, how is it trickling down to the masses?
You see,
because it seems it's only the governors that are benefiting from the subsidy gains, pocketing all these huge amounts coming in the name of federal allocation on a monthly basis, but the people in the state are not even feeling the increase in the allocation.
I must agree with the governors, especially our governor, on the fact that, you see, local government belongs to the state. It was the reform of local government that started in 1976 that turned local government into what they are now. Each geopolitical zone, the North, they had their own different local government system of administration. Here we had our own. All this uniformity, imposing uniformity. We are not uniform. We have our different, historical backgrounds and evolution. There's nothing uniform. It was Babangida that finally sealed the deal and brought even presidential system of administration to the local government. That's what you're seeing in Edo when councillors are impeaching Now, okay, it is uniform now. It has become, that is what we have. But when it became operational, actively operational, in 1999, we saw what took place in local government. A cousin of mine was a local government chairman. And I saw some other local government chairmen too. We saw what they were doing. And even in the days of Wakala, if they met in Ibadan for Jack, in the days of Lamadishina, the local government chairman and the governor, if they met for Jack, it was mere formality. And I tell you, mere formality. By the time the Ogumosho local government chairman got back to Ogumosho, the allocation due to his local government would have dropped in his account under his control. And I mean, under his control. There was a proviso then that you could not do more than anything above 500,000, you had to come to Ibadan. Those who knew their powers, constitutional power, they didn't come to any Ibadan. They just do what they want to do and inform if they just
felt like.
Yes, because it was their fund. It was their fund. So anybody worth its salt as chairman then, and there were quite a number of them that knew their onions and did their job. Go and ask and see. And then in the days of our, what do you call this man, Alawakala, we saw local governments, because he was the local government chairman. You understand? He understood
He understood the importance.
the importance of local government, that it was the bottom line that had the trickle-down effect. I keep giving this example. If a 1 kilometer road is to be constructed at the local government, that gives you 2 kilometers of drainage. And it depends on even the area, the ward which the road falls into. You understand? They will give the people in that ward priority to bring. They will buy planks, they will buy nails, they will buy concrete. The job, 100 meters or 200 meters could be given to one person. If 200 meters of 1,000 meters is given, that's 10 people. You understand? 10 people will do the drainage alone. Not to talk of, and the things that will go on. At the grassroots level, people will be seeing it like this. And people will say, concrete mix, you're not mixing, shaking it, because they have a stake.
Stake and that, yeah.
They have a stake. People and then the people who do it in their ward, they will go back to the ward and bring something. I was an active participant. I'm not telling stories that I was told. In the days of Governor Lamadeshina as governor, I was there like this. Not that I'm telling stories that I read somewhere, but a third party told me. And then in the days of Bakala, local governments were mandated to construct 5 kilometers of road. I think every year. That was the case that I ended him up in the FCC net with the Jogo and the rest of it. Yeah, some of those roads, but they opened up. Some of them, most of them did not last, but they had already opened up the entire space. And then, of course, when you open up and the development that will follow up. I've been to some parts of the new about the airport, and I've seen the expansion that has taken place because of road. So that is just it. But the governors are ambushing, in spite of Supreme Court judgments.
Some governors are trying to circumvent.
Most of the governors.
Like, look at what is playing out in Edo State now.
Impeaching.
He tried to suspend them. He couldn't. Now he has used another tactic.
Yeah, and the only objective is the resources of the local government. That's the only reason.
But there is a law that there must be a local government chairman.
Elected.
Duly elected.
Should be when they impeach. The impeachment provides for you impeach the chairman.
And the vice chairman will take over.
Then the
vice chairman.
The leader becomes. You saw one leader now, he declared himself chairman.
Okay. The trend has been that once the chairman has been impeached,
and the deputy
becomes
the speaker becomes the temporary.
For how long?
I think for 90 days.
So what is now the role of the deputy chairman, the vice chairman?
The vice chairman, they are impeaching the chairman and the vice chairman.
Together? Oh, okay. Interesting.
They are impeaching the two of them.
But the federal government said there won't be allocation given to any state.
But if you impeach, that's a democratic process. If you impeach, it's a democratic process. Enshrined in the Constitution. This one is by the bylaws of the state and all of that. It's a democratic process.
Interesting times we are in.
But the target is the resources of the local government. He knows that without the resources of the local government, he will be able to. And that's why we're saying we should be asking our government, indolence, all this handout federalism.
Okay, you said we should be asking our governors. Somebody is asking, or a party is asking Seyi Makinde now, account for or your LG funds since 2019. APC tells Makinde. Is this part of the questions you were talking about? Account for or your local government funds since 2019. APC tells Makinde.
We are in Oyo. It is not Oyo alone. It is not Oyo alone. I don't know what happens in the other parts, but in the southwest. Yes, Lagos is an exemption. Lagos has its own resources, you understand? So Lagos is not looking forward to resources. After all, when they seized
allocation to Lagos during the time of Bola Tinubu
and was giving money to the local government, you understand? So Lagos is not looking forward to money from the local government for any reason, you understand? But other southwest states, the governors are, and rather than, ideas. For instance, in the whole of the southern part of Nigeria, I can say that Lagos, Rivers, I already reported about Rivers and Lagos, how much is being generated in the transport sector on a daily basis, and how much is getting into the hands, into the treasury and the ones going into the hands, private hands. Oh, I mean, I engage transporters. How much do you pay in a day? The various levels. Why must they continue to collect money by cash? Who cross-checks them? Who gets what? You understand? Why don't you, if 49 people have a point of sale store?
No, I think there is an arrangement. There is a particular amount you need to remit. Then whatever you make after that.
What is the criteria for arriving at it? Do they know the number of Okadas in the battle? Do they have an exact number of Micra and tricycles?
So whose duty is to be asking these questions?
Well, the government, it should be ministry. I mean, there are agencies. There is that the one they call PMS. Do they know the number of
The motor park management system?
Yes, now that PMS is an agency of government being touted as first in Nigeria. So, do they know the number of Micra? Do they know the number of tricycles? Do they know the number of what do they call the other one? Motorbikes. How much do they collect from them? Why are they collecting cash? Why? All these things. That is the leakages we're talking about. Heavy leakages. In fact, it is worse than leakages. It is hemorrhaging. Now they are not saying we're not internally generated revenue. We don't. It's not believable. Why don't you give them POS machines? It's not just state alone. No. Lagos is horrifying. Rivers, the same thing. They say they generate. Only 30% gets into the treasury in Rivers State. Lagos, that one is.
All right.
So people should be asking. People should be asking our governors, all the money, Ibadan North, Southeast, Edo, where is all the money going into? What projects are ongoing by the local governments? Construction should be a big time. If local governments are getting 700 million, 800 million, 500 million, 900 million.
Local governments are getting that much.
If they are getting that, you know the kind of activities that will be going on in the local government. Local government chairmen themselves and councillors, they are beggars. I have a friend that was a secretary of a local government. I know what transpires.
Okay, comrade, our time is fast spent. I would have loved us to talk about the Telecos issue, saying that Telecos propose 100% tariff hike await NCC nod. And I did ask you earlier on, I said, will they ever get this nod from the NCC to go ahead with 100%
Not now.
hike?
Nigeria and Nigerians are buffeted on all sides. They should not add this one to it. And I think
But it's
NCC
affecting their own business too.
I think NCC is sensitive enough. Sensitive
To the
enough.
plight of Nigerians, the
Sensitive enough.
present situation of Nigerians.
And NCC must be looking forward to an improvement in the exchange rate and some stability. You understand? Look, when we allude to the car ride-hailing apps, when the drivers were complaining, I said, see, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer an increase in your rates and that will lead to a fall in your turnover? Or you leave it at that and more people can afford your rides. So your turnover, you understand?
Okay.
I was in Lagos 2 or 3 times this last few weeks, and I just wanted to hail some cars, and I was saying, 300 naira ride from what do you call it, Oceanography on Victoria Island to Obalende, 300 naira ride, and they were bringing 5,000 naira. I said, for where? You know, rides are usually 1,500, 2,000. No traffic, so they're not likely to get it soon. NCC will wait this out. Then, when people now start, they say, their services are so poor now, we cannot even get calls across. Maybe NCC will say, okay, you see.
Maybe there should be an option of a reduction of the tax they pay too, at least to alleviate their own, on their own side too.
Well,
that could be another reasonable option if they are not allowing them to increase the hike they charge the subscribers,
they make a
in
lot
order
of
for
money.
them to sustain their activities.
They make a lot of money. Yeah.
All right,
Definitely.
Comrade Adeja Jope, thank you very much for being a part of the program today.
My pleasure always.
We'll be back on Monday morning for a fresh edition from the dailies on your Superdar Solutions at 93.9 FM. Okay, it's Friday. Comrade, what's your plans for the weekend? The first weekend of a brand new month and a brand new year.
Yeah. Continued interest.
Nigerians are still in the celebration mood, actually.
What
So,
are they
well,
celebrating?
yes, some people are. You
They
said
better get serious and get to work. What are they celebrating?
life.
They better
Surviving.
Today is 3rd January. Before you know it, January 34th. People better get down to. Look, my father's friend. Decades ago, if Sunday was not the 1st of January, he was at his business. And I'm talking about 40, 50 years ago. If 1st of January was not a Sunday, there was no public holiday.
All right, that is it. Time waits for nobody. The year is already ticking. 2 days already gone. This is the 3rd day out of 365 days.
TikTok is the time.
All right, my name is Adedamola Lafenwa, wishing every one of us a splendid weekend. Good morning.
Arise from your sleep, Africa. Rise from your sleep, America. There's work to be done, Africa. There's work to be done, America. If we unite, we will be free. So long, for too long, so long, for too long. Hey. We've been sitting down for so long. We've been fooling around for too long. We've been sitting down for so long. And I've been fooling around for too long. So long, for too long, so long, too long. Hey. Oh Lord, can you hear me now? Oh Lord, remember, long time ago, when we used to live like prince and princess. Remember the pyramid of Egypt, when we used to live like prince and princess. Remember, Marcus Garvey, who are the dream for New Africa. Remember, Martin Luther King, who are the dream for New America. They say you are black, they say you are brown, they say them white, they say you are brown. But only the angels of God is white now. Only the angels of God is white. So long, too long, so long, it's too long. Say, we've been sitting down for so long. We've been fooling around for too long. Arise from your sleep, Africa. Arise from your sleep, America. Yes, work to be done, Africa. Yes, work to be done, America. If we unite, we will be free. So long, for too long, so long, for too long. Remember, Marcus Garvey, who are the dream for New Africa. Remember, Martin Luther King, who are the dream for New America. Remember, King Selassie, who was betrayed by his people. Remember, Lord Jesus Christ, who died for you and I to gain salvation. They say you are black, they say you are brown, but only the angels of God is white now. Only the angels of Jah is white. So long, for too long, so long, for too long.
nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM.
Ó jẹ́ ti ká ṣètò kó mọ́gbọ́n wá àti ká gbéròyìn kalẹ̀ bó ṣe rí gẹ́lẹ́ ààrẹ bí ó alábàárò léwu Solutions FM tí gbogbo wa ní àẹ̀gbọ́n.
Jáde fẹ́ni tó tọ́ sí
ló máa tán o.
Ṣùgbọ́n fẹ́ni tó ga jùlọ. Ṣé bá wà lárí tọ́jú lọ́wọ́? Solutions FM tí gbogbo wa ní.
Ṣé bá wà lárí tọ́jú lọ́wọ́? Solutions FM bàbá wọn ní.
Solutions 93.9 FM ilé àwẹ̀ ní òkè àdó Ìbàdàn àwa lọ́nà àbáyọ.
Àwùsùbíláì mínà ṣọ ìtọ́ ni rọ̀jìn Báríkà Jímọ̀ lọ́jọ́ ńlá ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ níkànnì Solutions 93.9 FM lọ́jọ́ Jímọ̀ ó yá ẹja lọ kírun Jímọ̀.
Àkímùsàlà bísímìlà.
Ètò Báríkà Jímọ̀ ní nǹkanni nípa ẹ̀sìn àṣelà ẹ̀sìn mùsùlùmí àti gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ tó rọ̀ mọ́. Tó Báríkà Jímọ̀ ó kún fún oríṣiríṣi àwọn ìpele lọ́lọ́kanjọ̀kan. Ìpele ẹgbàwọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ Nábì Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, ìpele ọ̀rọ̀ ṣítí, ìpele kíkí Al-Qur'an alápọ̀nlé àti abala ohun tó lẹ̀tọ́ láti ṣe nínú Islam tó jẹ́ halal Islamic remedy. Ẹ pàdé àfọ́ ọmọ àfà Abbas Ìṣọ̀lá ní gbogbo ọjọ́ Ẹtì Jímọ̀ láago 11 àárọ̀ títí dàago 12 lórí ìkànnì Solutions 93.9 FM. Báríkà Jímọ̀ fún gbogbo mùsùlùmí òun mùsùlùmí òdodo. Masalam.
Kango la gohun agogo.
Kango lohun agogo, ṣìkìṣìkì létí ṣẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀, ṣẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ̀ wálé lóhun títí kó lohun agogo lẹ́nu. Kango àràbálẹ̀ ètò tí ó máa mìlú títì ní ìkànnì Solutions 93.9 FM Òkè Àdó Ìbàdàn. Ìwé ìrántí àwọn tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ nígbà kan rí lá máa ṣíwò tìlù torí tó mọ́gbọ́n wá sọ̀rọ̀ yànjú òní gbẹ̀yìn lórí ètò.
Ẹ tún láǹfààní àti máa ra káàdì ìkíni lórí ètò yìí.
Friday yìí ti ṣe ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ ní kẹ́ ẹ tẹ́tí sí wa lórí ètò Kango.
Láago 12 ọ̀sán.
Pẹ̀lú aṣíwájú apòdìgbáyé ààrẹ Táíwò Fákóredé ọmọ ìbò olóbì fún ìkéde àti ìpolówó ọjà yín ẹ kàn sí iléeṣẹ́ wa Solutions 93.9 FM Òkè Àdó Ìbàdàn tàbí kẹ́ ẹ pè ìbò olóbì sórí nọ́mbà yìí 08068580166 08068580166 Kango ètò gbogbo wa ni.
Gbogbo wa la ti ń gbòǹgbẹ́rẹ̀ àríyá dé. Ọmọ tó taná gbàtà sórí ń fún lóríṣiríṣi ọkọ̀ rọ̀ sí tí níbo ló kà yín mọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká ju fọ́máàtì. Zoom ẹsẹ̀ funfun bẹ́ẹ̀rẹ̀ tán ó tún ti balẹ̀ bàgẹ́ ìkànnì Solutions 93.9 FM Òkè Àdó ńlẹ̀ Ìbàdàn ló kí káàbọ̀ àríyá flow pẹ̀lú ọmọ mi tó ti torí bẹ̀ fọ́ Adébáyọ̀ tí àmìjù tó ta sinẹ́ ọjọ́ ẹtì ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ náà ló ṣì wà Friday night aago 7 àṣálẹ́ títí daago 9 gbẹ̀rẹ̀ fàájì oníwákàtí méjì tó máa mú wa tán yé gbà ẹ ṣe mọ̀ pé Friday yìí ò tí complete láìsí àríyá níbẹ̀ wo ọmọ mi sinẹ́ tún máa rún wa yàtọ̀ lónìí lédè ọ̀rọ̀ ìṣítí orí àríyá ń flow láago 7 alẹ́ títí daago 9 gbẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́ ẹtì ọjọ́ Jímọ̀ ibẹ̀ láti máa gbọ́ ìkànnì Solutions 93.9 FM tó kalẹ̀ sókè Àdó Ìbàdàn ohun gangan ló tì í sórí afẹ́fẹ́ fún wa àríyá ń flow pẹ̀lú Tìámíjú Adébáyọ̀ tó ta sinẹ́ a ti lọ yí jù.
Ǹjẹ́ ti gbọ́ obìnrin láyọ̀ ilé obìnrin ni òpó ìdílé àwa tún ni iyọ̀ ayé ṣé wàá mọ adùn ibẹ̀ gangan ayé gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́rìí sí láàrin ẹbí ọ̀rẹ́ ojúlùmọ̀ àti ní orílẹ̀-èdè wa pẹ̀lú fún ọgbọ́n ìmọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ àti ọ̀nà láti jẹ́ kí iyọ̀ ó dùn bẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí obìnrin ẹ pàdé aṣojú àwọn obìnrin ní ìkànnì ọ̀nà àbáyọ Solutions 93.9 FM Olúwatóyìn Akin Èyítáyọ̀ ní gbogbo ọjọ́ àbámẹ́ta bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti aago 3 sí 4 ọ̀sán fún ètò láwùjọ obìnrin láwùjọ obìnrin lètò tó kún fún ọgbọ́n ìmọ̀ òye àti ìrírí lóríṣiríṣi tí ń kọ́ni bá ti ń gbègbè ayé gẹ́gẹ́ bí obìnrin iyọ̀ ni mí láwùjọ obìnrin mi ò ní dòbu.
Màá tún ṣàgàgàgà èmi lólùrànlọ́wọ́ ọkọ èmi láńgẹ́lì ọmọ Ẹlẹ́dùmarè lọ́mọ mi èmi.
Níbo la ti bí ọ? Ta ló sọ fún ọ pé ò lè ní láárí? ìkórìtà wo ló ń là kọjá lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ta ló ní wọn náà lè dẹni yìí dẹni ẹ̀yẹ láwùjọ bó ní ìrẹ́ ti rí kò mọ̀ dìtàmí ọjọ́ ọ̀la rẹ̀ ọmọ tálákà ní ètò kan tọ́lọ́run bá mi gbé kalẹ̀ ní solution 93.9 FM pẹ̀lú atọ́kùn ètò àkànjí adéwuyì joel ní gbogbo ọjọ́ àbámẹ́ta ọjọ́ sátidé ní dédé aago 4:30 sí 5:00 ìrọ̀lẹ́.
ètò yìí ni yóò máa yànnàná ìkórìtà ìrírí àwọn ọmọ tálákà tí wọ́n padà wà níláárí dẹ́ni yìí ẹni ẹ̀yẹ ògo tí gbogbo ayé ń pèsè láwùjọ wọn ìwọ náà ó dẹni yìí ọmọ tálákà àti ẹ̀ náà ó jẹ́ èèyàn ògo rẹ̀ ó padà fọ̀hún láwùjọ.
gbogbo wa la ti gbé síkànnì solutions 93.9 FM kó tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lálàálá láyìn òkè torí kò sórun fún wa látàgò 10 alẹ́ dàgò 12 gbẹ̀rẹ̀ alága. ètò tó mú wa mọ bó ṣe ń lọ láwùjọ pàápàá jùlọ látọ̀dọ̀ àwọn adarí sáwọn aráàlú alága pẹ̀lú atọ́kùn ètò Gabriel Olúṣọlá alága. Yorùbá níṣẹ́ tá a rán kọ́ ni kò jẹ́ ṣẹṣẹ́ tí wọ́n rán làgà ló wá jẹ́ fún wa àbò ń ṣàmọ̀rẹ́wọ́ ara rẹ̀ alága. ta ni ó wàá gbalága lọ́wọ́ aráàlú báyìí pẹ̀lú ìlú bólè dogun kó dogun bólè dìjà kó dìjà táwọn aráàlú ń lù sálága báyìí alága. gbogbo ẹ̀ ẹ̀já pàdé lórí ètò alága láago 10 alẹ́ gbogbo ọjọ́ sátidé títí dàago 12 gbẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ pàdé alága yín Gabriel Olúṣọlá níkànnì solutions 93.9 FM pẹ̀lú alága lọ́sẹ̀ yìí ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ mọ́ gbọ́. ó fẹ́ jọ bí eré o kì í ṣeré ọmọ fẹ́ jọ bí eré kì í ṣeré.
ojúmọ́ ti mọ́ ọ̀yẹ́ máa ti